Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are Stahl and Sleepy Joe, or Proletary, for their second game. This time Stahl is in blue over on the right, playing as the 8th Infantry, and over on the left in red we have Sleepy Joe playing as the Berliner Gruppierung. Not a division we've seen very much at all in the tournament. Not a terrible division. Certainly not one of the better ones, though. So this will be an interesting matchup. Curious to see how this pans out. Let's have a look at what they both have down. Sleepy Joe over here has down some forward deployment Strelas, some forward deployment Jaeger, and Jaeger Metis, all heading up to Echo. He is going to contest this from this side of the map. We see it from time to time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously, having forward deployment helps. We've got some Mott Grenzer heading around this way for recon. At the back, we have some Commandatura and a command, which will be heading to the center, interestingly enough. Not trying to send a command into Echo, just going to try and contest it. Fallschirm Jaeger, 2 squads of, heading into the center there, Delta. We've got some more Grenzer, and this time it is Grenzer flamethrower guys heading into Delta as well, into these industrial buildings here. Over at this far side, we have forward deployment Strelas, ATGMs, and Metis, and a Mott Grenzer all heading up to Foxtrot. Interesting. And at the back we have a Wachsuchen command and a Buck M1. So, Sleepy Joe are going to try and contest every area of the map here. This should be interesting. He's obviously spreading his forces a little bit thin doing that. Stahl, on the other hand, at this side, playing as the 8th Infantry. We have some scouts in an ACAV heading up to the front of Echo. We have some Rangers heading up there pretty rapidly to try and see off those forward deployment troops, but they will be coming up against that forward deployment Strela. Here we have Engineers Flash ×2, Mech Rifles and a Mech Rifles Law, and Pivads and a Command, all heading into Echo. The Command dipping into Alpha and then Echo. So, going to be some big fights going on there at the start. Scouts with an ACAV heading up here to Foxtrot, not too far into the point though. We have a couple of Stingers, a Stinger and an Ito, apologies, coming up into the back of Foxtrot. Again, defensive positioning. Rangers heading up to see off those Fallschirm Jaeger in those buildings. And then we've got a good mix of units here. We've got some Engineers Flash, Mech Rifles Law, another Mech Rifles Law, and a Pivads and a Mutt heading into the center. So, the focus for Stahl is Echo in the center. The focus for Sleepy Joe is Echo, the center, and Foxtrot, or Delta, to be exact, in the center. He's spread very much everywhere. Stahl trying to focus more on 2 points. Let's get this show on the road. Switch over to our controller. I think we switch around this way and get eyes on Echo, because I think the early fighting is going to be Echo and Delta, to be honest. I think I'm going to see a little bit of combat in that industrial zone there, but I think a lot is going to happen down here. Waiting to see what happens to this squad of Rangers in the Blackhawk. The Strelas may just absolutely annihilate them here. We'll see. Depends if Sleepy Joe is sleeping on the job. If not, these Strelas are about to make a mess. Strelas are deployed. I think that was the original deployment point anyway. Off they go. One gets a hit, the other does not. Now, does this land in time? Fallschirm Jaeger are deploying. The Metis are deploying. Oh, the Black Hawk doesn't take another hit. The Rangers are out. However, the Rangers are severely outnumbered at this point. So I don't think he's going to win that fight. The Rangers do manage to land in Delta over there at the top of the screen as well, but the Fallschirm Jaeger squads are moving in on them now. Again, it is 1 squad against 2. These Rangers here just getting absolutely torn apart. They may be elite, but so are the Fallschirm Jaeger squads. Command is in here for Stahl. He has managed to cap that. Currently a +1 to Sleepy Joe though. Zooming out, we can just have a look at that. It's all the back points are capped for Sleepy Joe. Center point, Delta currently going to Stahl, but a command is on the way for Sleepy Joe as well. There's going to be an ongoing fight here. Cobra has been brought in. Obviously, those Strelas are a problem for that Cobra. The center is going the way of Sleepy Joe at the moment. Stahl did lose his infantry that were in those industrial buildings just at the top of the screen there. Cobra takes an immediate hit from Estrella and a second hit, and it's down instantly. Wrong target for the Cobra. Obviously, Stahl wasn't able to see those Strellas, and they immediately annihilated that. Su-22 M4 napalm bomber coming in here could be very nasty for some of these infantry. Dropping in the mech rifles. Nice choice. Get rid of those mech rifles. They're a very strong unit. Pivad's trying to provide fire support here. Does feel like Stahl has more units, but how is he doing in the middle? Let's zoom over and have a look. Center of the map, possibly going Stahl's way as well. But far side here, not looking good for Stahl. He hasn't capped the back point yet. The central point isn't actually capped by anybody. Foxtrot here. But Sleepy Joe looking pretty solid there. Another napalm bomber coming in. Stahl obviously lacking anti-air at the moment. Relying on those Pivads, which are great versus choppers, not so good versus the aircraft. Cobra has managed to help clear up the center. Stahl is looking pretty good there. He just needs to keep pushing, and he can take that point. Over at this side, it seems that Stahl's plan of only pushing two areas hard has kind of paid off, as he is mostly in control of this point as well, though he did take quite a few losses at the start of this. Obviously, those poor Rangers got torn apart in both this point and that central point very quickly. Oh, and it is a T-34 spam time. Multiple T-34s being called in there by Sleepy Joe to push into this point. That will be an interesting choice. It will work against the Engineer's Flash, not so much against the Mech Rifle's Law. The Dragon, yeah, so-so. The ACAV can fire back. Su-17 rocket attack coming in here. Going for the mech rifles. Oh, mech rifles have a lucky escape, just jumping into the building in time there. They are, however, panicked with low cohesion. Over in the center. Things looking pretty good for Stahl. He's got a couple of damaged units, but he's mostly in control here. That book needs to back out, really. It cannot be close to this point. Stahl is going to keep pushing here. We are only 5 minutes into this game, and there's been a lot of destruction so far. I'm really curious what happens over here with these T-34s. They were a bit of a meme unit for a long time, and bringing them in en masse was devastating at times. But we haven't seen that take effect for quite a while. Rozvedka coming in as well here. Just looking at what Stahl's got, and the reality is he has no air defense here, so these Mi-8Ts are going to fly in quite happily at the moment and be able to land reasonably close to the point, but I think Sleepy Joe's actually landing them pretty far back. That's not a bad idea. He doesn't know what AA is there. For all he knows, there's a bunch of Stingers there now, so that's the sensible option. But obviously being able to see everything, we can say, oh well, he could have got them closer. Obviously, the far side of the map still under the control of Sleepy Joe. The center completely under the control of Stahl now as he goes to a +2. It's been a very active start to the game here, and Stahl is not stopping. He's going for the back point as well. Back point is worth 3 points. Sorry, 2 points. Why did I think it was worth 3 on this map? It's worth 2 points. That's still a lot of points either way. That command not looking great there, and this MUT CV for Stahl will just forcibly move into this point. And there go loads more T-34s. These T-34s have actually been redirected towards the center as well now. Mass T-34 spam. Stahl is locking down Echo here. It's going to be hard to push back in there. The ITOs are arriving. The M60s are arriving. Stingers are arriving. It's going to look pretty well defended, just like Foxtrot is for Sleepy Joe. But look at this. Currently a +4 to Stahl. Stahl with the M113 there, chasing down that command at the back, but currently being engaged by these units that have arrived in the center. T-34s are going to cause a problem for that CV. It is being retreated now. It needs to get out of there pretty quickly. Doesn't want to be caught out of place by the T-34s. They may not be the best tanks in the world, but they will sure make short work of a MUT CV. Cobra coming in here to assist, but the Book M1 still sat at the side there. Could cause issues for it. Spin around. See if that Book's going to actually fire. Surely. Can this not see it? Hang on. We've got to have a look at this. No, it is struggling to see over the trees. It's being moved into position now, but it wasn't able to fire at it. Now it is. There we go. SU-22 M4 napalm bomber comes in once more, looking for a kill. Going for the helicopter as well. Impressively, the Book went down. T-34's being cleared up now. Cobra obviously can pose a big threat to them. M60 coming in to assist with that. But Sleepy Joe, not sleeping on the job anymore, bringing in a lot more T-34s, trying to regain control of the center there. Really making good use of these napalm bombers now. Again, attacking that Cobra with them. Lack of AA in the center and the map in general for Stahl means that these SU-22s are just free to operate. Now, all of these T-34s could be a problem for Stahl in the middle. He does have the mech rifles law there. Only 2 squads, though. I'm not sure how many launchers they have left. We can have a quick check of that. Fighting Falcon comes in, but there's a lot of AA down for Sleepy Joe. They both have all of their rockets left, so they may be able to deal with these T-34s, though they will be outranged by some of these units. Oh, hang on. Oh, they're out of range. They're not within range of the laws. The mech rifles law started firing at some infantry before the T-34s actually got in position to be hit by the law launcher. That is not going to end well for Stahl's units. T-34s may not be good at killing heavy tanks, but they sure do provide a lot of fire support. Sleepy Joe pushing in now with these tanks in this backside of the point. We'll swing around and have a look from his side. Look at them just charging through there. Now they're in the danger zone. SU-17 rocket came in there. The mech rifles law able to dish out some damage now on these T-34s. I don't think they're having much luck, though, at actually hitting. They are now panicked as well, trying to retreat. T-34's doing a good job there. 30 minutes left of this game, 10 minutes in, and we've had a lot of action so far. I will give it to these guys. Stahl and Sleepy Joe putting out a couple of really exciting games so far. Very back and forth in the last one with a lot of good counterplay. Here we're seeing a lot more focused play, though Stahl is now trying to make moves on Foxtrot, trying to keep the pressure on. Not much happening at this side, kind of just stalemated. I don't think Stahl has the units to do a proper push here, but I think he's just trying to harass. I do see that Sleepy Joe has had to call in a helicopter in response. And it will go straight into that Stinger potentially. The T-34 spam is real. Look at it go. Sweeping into this point now. Moving in at 2 sides. The Mutt CV from Stahl is having to pull right back. But all these poor infantry caught out in the open here are going to get ripped apart. This was not a bad shout. Flooding an area with the T-34s still reasonably effective. As long as you don't get up against a load of big tanks, you can simply swarm units. Engineers flash in... Yeah, the engineers flash in this tree line are, yeah, dead. Before I even got a chance to click on them, dead. Just absolutely surrounded. M60 coming in there for Stahl. Maybe able to start doing some damage to the T-34s. One T-34 goes down to the Fireteam AT-4. AT-4, the perfect weapon to be dealing with these T-34s. Another tow Cobra coming in to assist in picking off some of these tanks. MiG-23 AA coming in for the tow Cobra though, but the I-Hawk is in. I-Hawk doing a great job there. Napalm Bomber coming in as well. Going for the units at the back. That Stinger did do some damage to the Mi-24P that came in there. We did expect to see that. Obviously, the mech rifles that were at that side got absolutely minced by that chopper, though. But we are back to neutralise. Stahl with a nice lead in the points, though. 529. Sleepy Joe back in this point. Has managed to neutralise and is putting up a hell of a fight. SU-22 coming in, going for the Toe Cobra. Doesn't get the kill, but does a lot of damage. Eyehawk missing the mark. Is out of missiles as well. The Eyehawk can be devastating, but obviously it needs supplies with it constantly. B-23AA coming in to finish off the Toe Cobra. This time has a free pass. May get a shot off at the other one as well. Does not. Didn't have the turn. Pivad's trying to engage there. I'm just going to zoom out quickly and have a look at the back here. I don't think there's been any movement. I'm wondering if we might eventually see Stahl try to push past this point to the back point there. Hotel is potentially a point you can take, but it is very easily defended. All the back points you can reinforce very easily. So holding on to them as the member of the team or player at the other side of the map is very difficult. Because you have a long reinforcement road, whereas the player who controls that side technically is right on top of you for the spawn. T-34s overextended a bit here, went into the ranges and the mech rifles, but lots of damage done. But at what cost? At least 5 or 6 T-34s died there in quick succession. That was a rough old time for the T-34s. Very well played until that point, though, by Sleepy Joe. Getting back into the point, putting out a lot of damage. Ito there, getting caught out of position. Taken out by the Mi-24 VP just at the top of the screen here. Not sure why the poor Ito was still up there. Mi-24 VP being railed on by the Pivads, and this is where the Pivads really do shine, taking out helicopters. But it will get out alive. Cobra in the back here. Jet coming in, Fighting Falcon going for that Mi-24, wants to finish it off. Strela misses the mark. Strela 10M trying to fire off as well, though. Also misses. Looks like the Fighting Falcon will live to fight another day, though it does get hit on the way out. It did its duty. It got the Mi-24. How are we looking elsewhere now? I'm seeing some movement over here from Stahl. This is what I was wondering about. The ACAV is on the move. Scouts on the move, looking to find those Razvedka, perhaps. We'll also see some movement at this side. I think Stahl is going to try and get into Hotel while Sleepy Joe is busy over here. Loads more T-34s coming in. Well, I say loads more. What, 6, 7? Let's grab them. 7. Another 7 T-34s coming in now. They've proved very useful for Sleepy Joe so far in this game. Can he keep up that pressure? Ito hitting the MTLBs, moving across the water here. Obviously, they move very slow. Not the best positioning for him. Ito does manage to catch one, but can't see the others. Good maneuvering here by Sleepy Joe. Those KDA Schutzen have managed to get into the main area of this point now, moving into all these buildings. Stahl trying to defend. Su-17 rocket attack coming in once more. And really, for the most of this game, Sleepy Joe has had air superiority. He's been able to operate all of his bombers and things. Oh, finally the Eyehawk gets a kill. I think that's only the second time I've seen it hit something in this game, and it does get a kill after the Pivads do a bit of damage. But there's just a flood of units coming in here for Sleepy Joe right now. Over at this side, I mean, Stahl is really pushed very far back. There's no way he's going to try and contest that point. But look over at the left-hand side of the screen. Look at that MUT command. That's going to go right around the edge here, and I think it's going into Hotel. He's trying to bypass these units here. And obviously these units won out against the scouts that went that way. The mech rifles moving up to deal with them. Has that seen this command? It hasn't. It's got no view from where it is right now. That command has free reign to get round the back here. Has a little bit of defense from the ACAV. Won't be able to defend against helicopters, though. I also know that there's various infantry pushing up there for Stahl as well. I'm trying to keep eyes on the middle. Going to swing us around so we can see that MUT command moving in back there. Stahl trying to engage on those units at the top as well. This will throw a spanner in the works for Sleepy Joe, and there immediately is an Mi-24 VP called in. Napalm Bomber called in as well. This is kind of an early warning to Sleepy Joe that Stahl's doing something here. Obviously, you won't know the command's gone in there until now, but the fact that these infantry were moving meant that he called in the Mi-24 VP early, I think. So, he will cap that back point, though. And there it is, a +4 for Stahl. He'll be happy with that. Technically, just under 9 minutes to a victory if he stays that way. I don't think he will keep that up, but we will see. Fighting Falcon called in urgently to try and deal with the Mi-24 VP. Swinging around for another pass, maybe. Getting shot at from the middle of the map, though. The MUT CV is fleeing away. We may see that MUT CV try and get in this back point now. We might be seeing a little bit of misbehavior with some back capping of those points. Very important to defend your flank sometimes. Some players will make an effort to try and cap your back points. There are a few players in the tournament who have always been very good at that. Mix 90, a player who will try and do that, try and catch you off guard if he can. We've had a few players like that over the months. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is a legitimate strategy. Very important to watch your rear and make sure that you've got something covering the flanks. And there's the command in that back point. +6 currently to Stahl. And Stahl's wanting to get a win on points here because he's struggling in the middle. Let's be realistic. Look at all those T-34s coming in now. This is turning into a rough time. +8 to Stahl. Victory in 3 minutes, 38 seconds. But in the meantime, I'm pretty sure Stahl is going to lose control of the middle point. Delta is not looking good for him right now. He's simply overwhelmed. This is where all of Sleepy Joe's focus has been for quite some time. Commands called in at the back there for Sleepy Joe to take that point. He's also calling in a command tank here to retake this point. So now down to a +6, about to be +4 again, and then we'll shortly be back to neutralized. However, I think we might start to see Sleepy Joe getting some points because I think Sleepy Joe is going to take Delta. Good maneuvering by Stahl, though. Got himself a lot of extra points, almost to the halfway mark of those victory points. 2,000 is the goal, and he's breached the 1,000 mark now. Very little happening at this side of the map. It's all going down in the middle. Fighting Falcon is taken out by the AA. Stahl really struggling with air superiority this game. Look at this push. Just a wall of units moving across the point now. MUT CV briefly moved out the point, probably just reversing further back into that corner. But it's not looking good right now for Stahl in the center. Is this the point where Sleepy Joe turns this around completely, or can Stahl stabilize? He needs to regain some control. He's got the M1A1 Abrams around the back here. There's a T-80B very close to it, though. It needs to be careful, because it's kind of getting itself surrounded. Motostrelki not in a good way at this side of it, though, but could be moved up to engage. Oh, we got the first shot off at the T-80B. The T-80B will fire again faster, though. Oh, and the T-80B gets the win. T-80B has an autoloader, so does fire faster than the M1A1 and comes out on top in that fight, close range. Stahl looking under some serious pressure in the middle here, but he still has his command at the back in this corner. Those units are routed. They can't actually engage on that CV. T-64 BVK rolling around the back of this point now. Little bit of fight being put up by the almost dead units of Stahl at the top of the screen there. I don't think they'll be doing very much, to be honest. I think Stahl's just trying to harass and force Sleepy Joe to buy units over there. I don't think he wants to take it again. This is just about harassment now. But he needs to be careful because he's removed a lot of the defensive forces from this point. So there's always the potential Sleepy Joe could counter push and take that point as well. Still +2 currently to Stahl as he controls half of that back point. It is still neutralized. T64 BVK trying to move over that way. MI8T with some Mot Razvedka moving in to try and find that CV. He knows it's over there. Napalm Bomber coming in there, and a MiG-23. Napalm Bomber obviously coming in for all these units here. This could be messy for Stahl again. Ooh, Engineer's Flash killed, and some serious damage done to another squad. And this one is panicked by those flames. Oh, Engineer's Flash did go down, burnt to death. Not ideal. Motorstrelki were killed in the meantime, sorry. And the Su-22 M4 Napalm goes down finally. Is this the point where Stahl finally has a bit of air control? Nope, Fighting Falcon gets annihilated flying over the middle. The other one survives, but is evacing. And the MiG-23 doesn't even take... Oh! Fighting Falcon takes a nasty hit. It's not been a good game at all in the air for Stahl, but he is managing to win the ground, at least in terms of points. Zoom out and have a look at the entire map now. Get our bearings a bit. Over here, Stahl's still trying to harass over here. I think he's just desperately trying to force Sleepy Joe to buy units at either side of the map to keep reinforcing it. I don't think he intends to push these points properly. It's not a bad strategy. I mean, look at what he's made him call in over here. That is a lot of units. A lot of points worth of units that's not in the middle. And look at this. Stahl is making some progress, pushing back. T60, sorry, the T80s and the T34s not looking too great in the middle here. They're all badly damaged. Supplies are coming in, but they're about to be caught out by these mech rifles, I think. Oh, they're being captured. Never mind destroyed. Free supply for Stahl. He'll be happy with that. Good push out coming here. Engineer's Dragons and Engineer Flash. Some mech rifles as well. Plus the M113s providing some fire support. A10 goes down in the center though. Again, Stahl is going to have a hell of a lot of aircraft losses by the end of this game. Su-17 coming in. Rocket attack once more. Looking for some kills on infantry. Mech rifles annihilated. Abrams takes some fire as well at the back there. Good target switch. How is that Engineer's Flash squad still alive in the middle of that point? That is baffling to me. I think Sleepy Joe is going to make a move on Echo. I think he's going to move that command up into this point. 15 minutes left of this game. There's still time for Sleepy Joe to turn this around, but he's having a harder time in the middle. Stahl's strategy worked, but Sleepy Joe needs to capitalize on the fact he's got all those units at that side of the map. It looks like he's going to attempt it. Whether he has enough to do a push into that point is up for debate. Certainly, Stahl has less in there, but he has moved a few units back to try and defend it, like the M60. I'm just going to spin us round to have a look at it from Sleepy Joe's side again. Do you see another ITOR coming in for Echo at the top of the screen there? That'll be moving in to help defend. Sleepy Joe's kind of stalled there. I thought he might just push that straight round and move these units up, but I don't think he is. As it stands, Stahl will win on a points victory. He's managed to stabilize the situation in the middle. That was the ideal situation for him. If he can neutralize and hold now, he's won the game. Obviously, ideally, he'd like to make it go faster, but if he has to, he could just defend. CP Joe, however, needs to take ground. He needs to push. Absolutely nothing happening in Foxtrot once more. A little bit of harassment here and there by Stahl, but certainly not going to be any attempts to take that. I hear some artillery. What is this that's been brought in? Something nasty. It is an Uragan. Going straight in on those industrial buildings in the center next to Delta. That is pretty nasty. Lots of damage being done. Lots of panic being instilled in those infantry. Might not get any kills, but cohesion is still not ideal. All that cohesion loss. Look at these engineers dragon that have managed to get into this point. Once again, just the harassment from Stahl. He's doing a really good job of it, if nothing else. I don't think it'll win him the game in the sense of, you know, grabbing points there, but certainly putting pressure on Sleepy Joe constantly this game. Can't fault him for it. He's managed to keep Sleepy Joe on his toes. But Sleepy Joe has not been sleeping on the job. He's managed to outmaneuver Stahl a couple of times, but then Stahl's managed to pull it back. The middle is not looking great right now for Sleepy Joe again. Stahl regaining ground, managing to clear up a lot of infantry. Another KDA Schützen destroyed. Just having a quick look over at this side. Still no more movement. Oh, hang on. T-64BV coming in. This command is moving. Where's it going to? Where on earth is that going? It's moving into the back point. Okay. I think we have a surrender. Sleepy Joe has surrendered. Major victory goes to Stahl. 28 minutes. That was a sudden surrender. I'm not sure why. I'll have to look at what the last unit killed was. Kills to losses. Slightly ahead for Sleepy Joe, actually. He did get more kills. Let's have a quick look at the kills and losses feed. Cobra did well at the start. Fighting Falcon actually got more kills than I thought it did. I'm going to have a look and see when those were, because surely they were near the end. Ito got so many T-34. Look at them all. So many T-34s. Mech Rifles did a good job. Abrams wasn't doing too bad. Over at this side, though, the Jaeger doing amazing. T-80B was doing really well. It got that really nice kill on the M1A1 Abrams in the center. Cannot fault that at all. The Su-22s were actually doing a really good job in this game. Lots of good harassment. Even if they didn't get kills, they were panicking stuff and doing a lot of damage. BVK didn't do too badly when it got called in at the back. Let's have a look at this. So early game, yeah, lots of losses from Stahl. He lost all those Rangers, the Cobra and stuff. Some good kills at the start. Then it kind of swung the other way. And then there was a good exchange all the way through the game for a long time. And then it felt like it sort of swung back. And then look at that. Just again, you can see where those T-34s were pushed. Just all got killed in quick succession. Ihawk finally got that kill there. That's the one I was talking about. And down here, lots of losses for Stahl towards the end again. Look at how much blue losses, how many blue losses there were. Crazy. It kind of swung back a little bit, but you can see where the points came from. I mean, Sleepy Joe was doing an amazing job of getting kills here. Where are those Su-22s that went down? There's one at 22 minutes. And where was the other one? There it is. Fighting Falcon. 12 minutes. I don't even remember that one going down. It was a while ago. Well played though, guys. Again, a very active game from these two. Really enjoyable game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for the next game in this series.